Reckon.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so calm and
What's going on, ladies and gents, and welcome to the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series presented by IROC TV on your favorite Roku device, whether it's a TV or a little streaming deck. Make sure you go on over to the streamer section of your favorite device, search out IROC TV. It's the logo right above the iRacing.com logo. All broadcasts both air live and re-air, broadcast in beautiful 4K and commercial free. Time for qualifying. Let's go ahead and get on down on track. Keep up with your favorite driver. Find out where they're going to end up when it's all said and done after their next 10-minute practice. Let's go. How about we start off with the guy that's been bad fast last couple weeks? This guy right here, the number one FIWB Motorsports machine. This old Camaro for Brody Falker. Two runner-up finishes, both at Darlington and again last week. So I have to see what this guy's got in store. He's made up a ton of points last week, up two more, sitting P4, just 21 markers behind Andrew Wisdom in that Pennzoil number 51. So again, this number one has been bad fast. Let's see if the last great Coliseum is going to be the race that gets him to the checkers first in line. It's going to be a great race. Glad everybody is out there. One more time, I am Repeat. And whether you're there on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, iRock TV, or your favorite Roku device, one more time, welcome, welcome, welcome aboard. Number one, a little bit of qualifying issues, so we'll catch up with him. How about a guy a little bit closer to that cutoff line, talking about the number 50 IT Defenses LLC for the one and only John Honeycutt. Right now, Honeycutt is sitting in P12. Him, Cody Kalinka, and Ryan McCall kind of in a little bit of a battle here, as it looks like the 50 maybe wasn't too happy with his qualifying lap, so he's going to go ahead and bring it on down pit road, maybe take a second attempt at it. Francis Hamilton also in this number 48 Detroit Tigers. Looks like Camaro as well. He's going to come across the line right there, but I think that was actually his get up to speed lap. Francis Hamilton. No, actually, take that back. He's going to be P4. So far, though, Tom Flitcroft, one of the fastest in practice. Now he's one of the fastest here as well. Catching up now with the 31 Virginia Tech Camaro for Jimmy Cocker. Jimmy right now looks like that just put him. I thought I just saw him. Nope, this is actually his flyer lap. So we'll see where this Camaro winds up when it's all said and done. We'll go ahead and bring up your time. That way you know how much time they've got left to go ahead and get this qualifying done. There we go. Got just under 2 minutes remaining, and the 31 going to come across on his second lap, and it looks like he's going to be slated in P5. How about our regular season champion, the 68 Avril Lavigne Camaro for Tom Harmon? This is his get up to speed. Looks like both him and Andrew Wisdom are about ready to tackle this very, very fast half-mile track in Bristol, Tennessee. Getting a little squirrely up off the corner, down the backstretch. A little high, wide, and handsome, going through turns 3 and 4. All kinds of momentum up and off the corner. And let's see, so far, I haven't seen Andrew Wisdom post a time yet either, so I'm kind of waiting to see where these guys stack up. Holzer right now, the only one locked in on wins. And looks like Tom Harmon is going to go ahead and lock in P number 3. Andrew Wisdom in the 51, he locks in fastest. Jose Ruiz now in this number 23 for Team FTR. See it adorning the hood there. So far, Jose Ruiz sitting P13, right behind Rosenbrook and ahead of Bridgman. Kind of had a little bit of an issue there. Not quite sure what that was. Locked them up going into the corner and hit the outside wall. Very, very odd, to say the least. Those that have yet to qualify: Chuck Cody, Brian Piscemi, Andrew Zappi, Frank Winnisett, Kevin Dallatore, and James Holzer. I have to see if any of those guys come on out and go to put up a time. Looks like right now there will be just about 25 drivers out here to see who will be the next one, who will be the next contender to guarantee their spot into the next round. Right now, those that are almost guaranteed Andrew Wisdom, by virtue of points, he's number 1 on the board. James Holzer, by virtue of his 2 wins. Tom Harmon, Brody Falker, Jimmy Cocker, Tom Flitcroft, Jordan McGraw, Jose Ruiz, Brendan Book, Francis Hamilton, Ryan McCall, John Honeycutt, and Cody Kalinka very much on the bubble. All right, let's go ahead and empty the boards. They got a 10-minute warm-up now to come on out and get this get this last couple minutes in before the sun completely sets, and get a last-minute feel for what the track is going to be like under green flag. Let's take a quick look at our weather. Right now, looks like it's 85-degree track temp and a 85-degree track temp and 83-degree air temp. So very, very similar. But again, you see the sunshade kind of setting, so it's all going to be coming on down here pretty soon. Jordan McGraw says going to try not to crash, Pete, but make no promises. Jordan, J-Mac, just get out there, get after it, and get going. Right now, Jordan McGraw sitting P7 in points, 29 points behind Andrew Wisdom. The guys on the cutoff line, John Honeycutt, Cody Kalinka, and Andrew Sanford. Those guys are really going to have a stellar night in order to make sure that they can move on. Again, Ryan McCall and John Honeycutt, they were battling it out just to make it into the round of 16, but because a couple of drivers were no longer eligible by virtue of their amount of starts in the season, both of those drivers were able to make their way through. So Ryan McCall right now sitting P11, John Honeycutt 12th, Cody Kalinka in 13th, Andrew Sanford 14th, Brian Pizzakemi 15th, and Ryan Crooks in that number 23. Very, very unfortunate. Not quite sure what happened with Ryan, but he will not be able to just pick up a race and try to race his way in. It would have been very interesting to see what happened with Ryan after a stellar year, talking 4 wins as well as 12 top 5s and 14 top 10s. The man was absolutely a contender all season long. As the scoring pylon continues to flip, you can definitely see that all of the chasers are in the IROC blue. All right. So far, only 13 guys have chosen to go on out and put down a time. Right now, it looks like Frank Winnisett, and just as I say that, Mr. Hamilton goes on up and grabs a top spot. So good job by Francis Hamilton, posting a 14.55 on the boards, taking that car to Plaid. Frank Winnisett P2, Jose Ruiz right now P3, John Honeycutt 4th, and Riley Rosenbrook right now to round out your top 5. Let's see if we can get a hold of the winner for the last 2 weeks. Let's see if we can get a hold of where'd he go? I just saw him, and then he went ahead and disappeared on me. At least I thought I saw James Holzer. Yep, I did. But he has actually not taken a lap yet. So let's see if possible. Actually, no. It's instead of James Holzer, let's see if we could speak with the one right quick, Brody Falker. Brody, it's repeat up in the booth, bud. You got a copy in that number 1 FIWB Camaro?
Yes, sir.
All right, bud. Last 2 weeks, 2 runner-up finishes. Do you have anything for the last great Coliseum? Can you finally notch that W here in the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series?
Yeah, I'm feeling good about tonight. You know, last season we showed a lot of speed here. before I believe we crashed out. So we're just hoping not to have that happen again. I would love to grab my first win here. I love Bristol. It's a very fun track, and I'm excited for tonight.
Man, it's gonna be a phenomenal race. Last week you made up 4 spots. I'm sorry, the week before last you made up 4 spots in the standings. Last week again with your runner-up finish right behind James Holzer, you made up another 2 spots. So you're sitting P4, only 21 points behind the leader Andrew Wisdom. You're sitting pretty good. Have you done the math to see exactly where you need to be in order to make sure you progress to the round of 12?
I believe I secured my spot just by starting this race, so that definitely takes a lot of weight off my shoulders and allows me to really go out and get it tonight, really not thinking about any consequences, you know. Definitely thinking win with how the playoff points reset after tonight.
Right.
So definitely going for that win.
All right, Brody, I'll get you back on down with your team. I believe it was SLP, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
I think it was wherever Jim is. I believe that is
Jimmy Cocker?
yes.
Okay, so down in pit row. All right, I'll get you back
Yes,
on
pit row, that's
down
what it
right
is.
now. Good luck as always. Keep the shiny side up. Looking forward to seeing if we can make it 3 runner-ups in a row. If not, one better to grab that W, sir.
Thank you.
You got it. Again, here we go. So it's gonna be a great night. Cannot wait to see how it all unfolds. And Brody Falker been running very, very strong. I think he's got an absolute shot at getting it done right now. Sitting P10 on the scoring charts. Have to see how he finishes up when the night is said and done. But he says, doing the math, he's pretty much locked in just by simply starting the evening. All right, so Hamilton, Winniset, Ruiz, that has not changed. Pizzichemi, Honeycutt, Flitcroft. Flitcroft very, very fast in the opening practice. Let's see if we can actually show you what the practice times look like just a little bit ago, and you can see for yourself right quick. All right, so Tom Harmon was fastest overall, but Tom Flitcroft in that number 8, again, very, very fast. I'm sure he'd love to get on up there and grab a W, showing that he can. He's great at restrictor plate racing, but I know he wants to get a W elsewhere as well. Andrew Sanford was P3 in that 37. Francis Hamilton 4th. Jordan McGraw, old J-Mac, says he's going to make no promises, but gonna go out there and really try to get after it. Jimmy Cocker was 6th. 7th was Andrew Wisdom. Riley Rosenbrook, Micah Allard, and James Holzer rounded out your top 10. All righty. So, all right, chat, who you got with just under 2 minutes to go? Who's it going to be this evening? Who grabs the checkers here at Bristol getting ready for next week? And we'll show you what the next round holds in store. Actually, let's make this just a little bit bigger for everybody. Here we go. Texas, Talladega, and the Charlotte Roval. So Texas Motor Speedway, Talladega, so of course a restricted plate wild card race, and then the Charlotte Roval, where those on road courses absolutely shine. And one thing that everybody's got to hate about that, Andrew Wisdom is an absolute ace on road courses. Throughout the regular season, people were about ready to go ahead and just give him the checkered flag before the race even started. The man is bad fast on road courses, no doubt, but something about the playoffs always brings out the bigger driver in everybody else, and they start to find speed and momentum that they never ever knew they had. But there's your round of 16. All your drivers there. The only one that has made it through based on wins is going to be James Holzer, getting it done at both Darlington and Kansas last week. Let's see if we can go for the trifecta or the hat trick tonight here at the Last Great Coliseum. After this week, again, we go to Texas, Talladega, and the Roval. The round of 8 is going to be Las Vegas, Homestead Miami Speedway, followed by the Paperclip to round out the round of 8. And then finally at Phoenix, we are going to just push on with the Championship 4 to see who at the end will raise the IROC TV Cup It's going to be interesting, and I'm glad to be here to bring it to everybody else. All right, we are just about done on time. Tom Harmon, Jimmy Cocker, and Brian Pizzikemi, the fastest in final practice. All right, let's go ahead and clear the boards. Get ready to go ahead and pull up your grid as we get ready to roll off and set this world's fastest half mile on fire. All right, so let's go ahead and bring up your grid like I just said. All right, so it's going to be Andrew Wisdom on the pole with Tom Flitcroft in that 8 to his outside. Tom Harmon in that that number 68 Avril Lavigne Camaro is going to be P number 3. P4 is going to be Jordan McGraw in that Sega machine for Team FTR. P5, Jimmy Cocker in that Virginia Tech 31. Brody Falliker in the 1, starting P6 to round out row 3. Row 4, Francis Hamilton in the 48 with Andrew Sanford to his outside. Row 5 is going to be Micah Allard with John Honeycutt in that Team FTR number 50 as well. And to round out the top 6 rows, talking about Cody Kalinka, who needs a great night here, as well as Riley Rosenbrook to round out the top 12. And as we go through the rest of the field, 13th is going to be Jose Ruiz in that Team FTR number 23 with Philip Bridgman to round out row 7. Row 8, Ryan McCall in that Shaboom number 30. P15, P16, Joseph Turley in the 13. Luke Allen and Matt Gale make up row 9. Row 10, James Holzer and Dylan Robb. Frank Winnisett and Brian Pizzikemi for row 11. Row 12, Kevin Dallatorre and Chuck Cody. And, of course, Andrew Zappi in the rear with the gear with that 89 starting P25. So 25 drivers about ready to bring it here at Thunder Valley. Let's get ready to get racy. All right, so we're going to bring it on over to Barney. We got one more pace lap before everybody is set on fire. I absolutely cannot wait. Let's go ahead and bring up your scoring pylon, your track map, as well as everything that you're going to need to know to keep up with your favorite driver. Again, if your favorite driver is a playoff driver, you can keep up with them right here. You see everybody in IROC blue highlighted in the scoring pylon. Those are your playoff drivers. 1st through 9th right now, all playoff drivers. So it's going to be a phenomenal race. Grab your popcorn, grab whatever kind of beverage you want. Let's get ready. Pace car making that hard left turn towards pit road. Free flags up. Let's go. All right, up front, Andrew Wisdom able to hold the point, but here comes the 68 for Tom Harmon. Little low, not able to seal the deal. 51 kind of blinking out. Where'd he go? Oh, he's actually reappeared just inside the 68. Good thing that that did not cause a wreck in the beginning of the field or the front of the field. That could have been disastrous. Tom Harmon posting the fastest lap so far. 14.88 was his fastest lap. 19:59 for Andrew Wisdom because of that little bit of a lag issue. I'm sure his next lap will be a whole lot better. And in fact, it was 15:05. 14.96 for Jimmy Cocker. Tom Flitcroft, 14.98. 98 for Francis Hamilton. And then we get into the 15-second bracket with Jordan McGraw on back. So right now, top 5, top 6. I was going to say all single file, but looks like the 8 of Tom Flitcroft decides he's going to go ahead and go high, maybe trying to save just a little bit of tire. And here comes the 24. We're going to take it side by side between the 31 and the 8. The 8, you know, he's going to go ahead and try to put the power down, carry that momentum off the high side. Jimmy Cocker staying to his inside. That's a battle for P3. Move on back here. There you see the 1 of Brody Falliker started 6th right now, still running in the 6th position. Jordan McGraw also right there with him. And there is the 37 of Andrew Sanford. He's going to get on by the 34 also. So right now 37's on a little bit of a tear as we got a little bit of a challenge up front as well. Another car trying to get around the outside of that 31. Looks like the 48 of Francis Hamilton. He's going to be able to go ahead and complete that pass as everybody is still chasing Tom Harmon. Let's go back a little bit further. John Honeycutt right now in this Team FTR number 50. John Honeycutt in this IT defensive machine right now sitting P11. He needs to finish at least 4 spots better than Ryan McCall. Ryan McCall right now, he's sitting back in 17th, or actually make that 18th. So the 50 right now would have the transfer spot, but we are far, far, far from done. Only working lap 13 of 225 here from Bristol. And again, if you just joined, this is the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series presented by IROC TV on Roku. Few getting on by the 13 Best Buy Camaro for Joseph Turley. Turley right now down 2 spots after starting 16th, so sitting P18. Here comes the 23 of Jose Ruiz around the outside, using as much of that high side grip and momentum as possible. You also see the 16 of Dylan Robb here in the mix. Dylan right behind the 2-3, 2-3 and 1-3, still side by side. This is a battle right now for P17. The 13 has the advantage, 23 has the high side momentum. Both of them right now behind Ryan McCall, sitting in P16, now 1 spot behind John Honeycutt. So this is absolutely a battle that Honeycutt does not want as we look back from him and you see those Shaboom colors and that Camaro filling up his rear view more and more. The other guy that we had to kind of keep an eye on for points as well, John Honeycutt sitting 43 markers behind Andrew Wisdom. Cody Kalinka right now sitting 47, just 4 more points behind John Honeycutt. Cody Kalinka right now, he is sitting just ahead of John. Here he is. So right now you've got Ryan McCall, John Honeycutt, and Cody Kalinka all running nose to tail with just a little bit of separation between them. Let's go ahead and bring up the chopper cam if we can, and you'll see exactly what that looks like. So the 79 Nationwide colors, he's just now off of the turn, going across the start stripe and going into turn 1 and 2. Meanwhile, the 50 and the 30 kind of nose to tail with the 13 right behind him. Cody Kalinka just a little bit further up. You see the 17 of James Holzer, the winner for the last 2 weeks, right in front of him. If I'm Kalinka, I'm going to try to figure out exactly what Holzer's doing and try to mirror his lap times, try to mirror where he's getting on a brake, possibly where he's getting back on the throttle, as Holzer's able to take another spot away from Riley Rosenbrook in that number 86 Ford Mustang GT. David Mayo out there saying, let's go, Jose Ruiz. Absolutely. Jose still right now down 6 spots, sitting P19. Jose, as far as points go, right now sitting P8, 32 behind the leader. And if I'm doing the math correctly, he is 11 points ahead of P12 with John Honeycutt. So Jose Ruiz also needs a good night. He can't just, relax. He's got to hope that he also has a great night with no issues whatsoever. Here he is now battling with the, I believe that's going to be the 67 Ford Mustang for Matt Gale, right behind the 78 of Brian Pizzichemi, and the 50 as this battle appears getting thicker and thicker. Looks like the 23 is now clear of the 50 of John Honeycutt as we go ahead and take a look from his roof cam, and also go ahead and take a look from the back as well. Here comes that number 16 for Dylan Robb, Matt Gale right behind as well, and that's also where Luke Allen and Chuck Cody are. A little bit of a gap after these guys. Back to about Kevin Dallatore and company. Kevin way in the back. Actually, it looks like Kevin maybe not able to start, right along with Andrew Zappi as well. So we might actually only have 23 cars currently running. Up in front, though, everybody's still chasing this guy right here, Tom Harmon, with a 6/10 lead over Andrew Wisdom. And if we go ahead and check in with Andrew, this is what it looks like from his front bumper cam. We take a look at some laps right now. Looks like Tom Harmon has been pretty fast the last few laps, but Andrew Wisdom kind of clicking off, 300ths, just a little over 100th, almost 2. So the 51, it might be trying to conserve tire just a little bit, but you can absolutely see, the green being the fastest of the 3 up there. So of Tom Harmon, Andrew Wisdom, and Francis Hamilton. Jimmy Cocker right now sitting P4 and Brody Falker P5. This is from Jimmy Cocker. Looks like whatever issue Kevin Dallatore had happened on lap number 6. So not quite sure what happened with the number 92 Chevy Camaro, but must have been pretty bad if he wasn't able to get on back out there and do much with everybody else. Look at this bull ring. Look at the track map on the bottom right-hand side. This seems like there is absolutely a car on just about every single part of this track. This up from the iRacing or IROC TV blimp, kind of situated right over the track, not really moving whatsoever, and giving us a great shot of the last great Coliseum known as Bristol Motor Speedway. With the number 50 of John Honeycutt, right now John is sitting P18, down 8 spots. Philip Bridgman right ahead of him in that 18. Philip says, I know that you're a chaser. Go on up there and get it. So John Honeycutt moving from 18th up to 17th. I'm sure John's saying a big thank you to that 18 and not making him ride behind in that dirty air. Right now, Jose Ruiz right ahead of the number 50. Ryan McCall right now sitting P13 after starting 15th, so he's up 2 spots. Good job for him. And of course, like I was saying before, right ahead of him right now is Cody Kalinka in that nationwide number 79. These two battling to be able to make it into the next round. Those two, the better of the 3 when we're talking about John Honeycutt, Ryan McCall, and Cody Kalinka. Cody going to use a little bit of that high side momentum to get around Brian Pizzichemi. I'm sorry, Riley Rosenbrook rather. Brian Pizzicemi also in the mix. How about with Brody Falliker now, a guy that has placed runner-up in each of the last 2 weeks, both at Darlington and Kansas. I talked to him a little bit in pre-race or during that 10-minute final warm-up session. I asked him and said, "Can you get on up there and get it?" He said, "Man, I absolutely love Bristol. I think I can." As you see, the 8 and the 31, the 8 of course for Tom Flitcroft. Now as the 1 gets a little bit of a run up and off, 8 car kind of stuck behind the 31, and this all happening behind the Detroit Tigers, number 48 for Francis Hamilton. Looking now from the number 17 of James Holzer. Holzer up 14 spots right now, and he's seeing a 3-way battle. The 18 down low, gonna go ahead and let these guys go. The 1 and the 31 now they're side by side, and it looks like Kalinka able to. He's actually dropped back to about P11 as these guys continue to duel it out. That's going to allow the 16 to move on low. He's actually now a lap car, and you can keep up with all those on your scoring pylon on the left-hand side as well. Almost a little bit of contact there. 17, that probably had to put a little extra wheel not to get into the left rear for Jimmy Cocker. Maybe a little bit of a shot here. Jimmy Cocker now stuck in that middle line, and these two are going to go double wide. The 8, he's going to come around, flying around the outside. And how about Tom Flitcroft making that happen? A little bit of speed way up high. He says, y'all go ahead and get bogged down. I got to go. Again, in practice, the 8 car was very, very fast. I believe I said he was P2, P3 in the speed charts. So he knows that he can get up there and really contend, doing so right now with the number 1 of Brody Falliker, 48 of Francis Hamilton. He's also on a tear, getting that Detroit Tigers Camaro using 8 wheels. They say 8 wheels better than 4. The 1 and the 8 kind of testing that out just a little bit. The 8, he's going to be able to move around yet again. Will he go low now that he's clear, or will he stay high? Nope, he's going to go ahead and take that middle line, try to get those tires to work for him. Meanwhile, it looks like both the 48 and the 17, they're going to stay up high. Where does the 17 of Holzer go? He's going to go ahead and shoot low, pushing the 48 up, kind of pinching him up there on the straightaways. Holzer, he's going to go ahead and pull side by side with Flitcroft. Flitcroft carrying all the speed across the start stripe. This is going to start lap 61 up front. Nobody's missing anything there. Tom Harmon now, or continues to lead, with Andrew Wisdom right behind. James Holzer now is going to take over P3. The 8 that Tom Flitcroft had to give the spot, but not after a great fight. Again, everybody, you can keep up with who your top 16 drivers are. They are in IROC blue over on the scoring pylon. So Harmon, Wisdom, Holzer, Flitcroft, Hamilton, Falliker, Sanford, Jimmy Cocker, Jordan McGraw, and Ryan McCall. That's actually going to mean the top 12 with Kalinka and Honeycutt, all playoff drivers filling your top 12. If it's only Jose Ruiz and Brian Pizzicemi outside of the top 12, they're sitting 15th and 16th respectively. A little bit further back, we got this group of 5. Looks like they're going to be able to sort it out amongst themselves. Looks like the 48 has got the high side momentum going for him. There's the 1 of Brody Falliker. Still, he qualified P6, still sitting P6 in that number 1 FIWB machine. 37 of Andrew Sanford right behind him, and then 31 of Jimmy Cocker down 3 spots after starting 5th, currently riding in the number 8 position. Behind him, you got Jordan McGraw in that Team FTR Sega number 34. Still up front, Tom Harmon in his Avril Lavigne number 68 Camaro. He's got 1.4, almost 1.5 over Andrew Wisdom back there in the 51. Andrew Wisdom came into this race leading the points by 7 points over James Holzer. There we go. And right now he would actually look to pad that by 1. Andrew Wisdom has not yet led a lap to the best of my knowledge. James Holzer, though, right behind. He sees the number 18 to his outside, out of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. This RaceEPI.com, South Park Camaro. Kind of looks from about P12. Got a good little battle going on here. Cody Kalinka down 1 spot after starting 11th. You see Riley Rosenbrook, Brian Pizzacami, Jose Ruiz, and Micah Allard all back here. Luke Allen a little bit further back in that 07 Mizuno machine. Leaders absolutely posting blistering laps. Let's go ahead and actually show you what their last lap times were, rather than the gap between. That way you could see what's going on. Top 4 still running in the 15-second bracket from about P5 on to about P9. It's going to back to Jordan McGraw. Going to be all in the 16-second bracket. Ryan McCall in that number 30 Shaboom machine. Right now, he's still in the 15-second bracket, so he's got a little extra speed as well. And it looks like we might have some takers for pit road. Dylan Robb on pit road. He might have been there for a little bit now. Actually, it's showing, yeah, for a little while. So let's get on back up with our contenders. And here is Andrew Wisdom. Tom Harmon a good 2.7 seconds ahead of him. James Holzer, he's closing in on the back end of that 51, and it's not going to. If last week is any indication as far as the tenacity of that number 17, he's going to try to get on up there to that 51, take the spot, and drive off. $17 down low, 51 up high. You got the 13 Best Buy Camaro right behind these guys. Right now, Ford Mustang GT versus Camaro. And it looks like the 17 is going to be able to go ahead and take that spot, pushing Andrew Wisdom back to P3. And now Holzer with a 2.6 second gap up to Tom Harmon. And if we look from Tom Harmon on back, let's see what that gap looks like back to that South Park Camaro for James Holzer. This is absolutely going to hurt the 68. He has got a lot of traffic right around him. There you see the 20, you see the 86, you see the 79 of Cody Kalinka and others. Right now the 68 is just praying, saying, hey guys, please make a hole. I cannot afford any issues this evening. Can I have the spot? There you go. Now 1.4 back to Holzer. 1.5 now as Holzer's encountering that same lap traffic. It's going to dump all kinds of dirty air on the nose of that Camaro, and he'll have to take his time working on through 1.5 as Holzer goes way up high, kind of trying to maybe to diamond out the corner. Either that or just getting a little tight as we work lap 87 of 225. If you just joined, you haven't missed much so far. No cautions on the evening. Got to be getting closer and closer to that first green flag pit stop. 79 of Kalinka tags the outside wall. Rosenbrook also right there with him. 17 continues to work his way through. Here is that 79. Let's go ahead and take a look at his right side. See if that wall contact made any damage to his Camaro. So far, it looks like all fenders right where they need to be. These things are like tanks. All right, so now everybody inside the top 12 is left on the lead lap. So that means Jose Ruiz is the last car on the lead lap. See the 78 of Pizzichemi, and he's got the leader right behind him. What does the 23 do? 68's going to go ahead and try to throw it low. Jose got to do something to block. Take the line that's less traveled with the lap traffic and move on up. Brian Pizzichemi is also a pass or is a position for the 23, as it looks like the 68, he's going to go ahead and throw it low. 23, though, again, staying up high, sees the 78 up there, not going to have anything for it. 68 pulling to the inside, trying to get the throttle down. He's going to be able to go ahead and do that. All contenders able to hold on to these vehicles, nobody having any issues, doing their thing. With all this traffic that absolutely slowed up the 68 of Harmon, there is that South Park Camaro now on his back bumper. A little bit of contact between the 2-3 and the 68. 68 had nowhere to go. Now he's got the 17 of Holzer to his outside. Jose Ruiz trying to hope that he can stay ahead of these guys and not get put a lap down. And as all this happens, 68 staying to the inside of the 17, trying to make sure the 17 is not able to be clear into or off the corner. Still side by side. Now 17 clear, not so much. 68 able to get just enough throttle down. Now Holzer is clear to take the lead all to himself, completely uncontested. So now that will leave the 78 of Brian Pizzichemi as the last car on the lead lap. And here comes Holzer to his inside. So the 78 about to be Holzer's next victim, putting him one lap down. And it looks like that will not happen that time by the start stripe as we come down to 125 laps remaining here in the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series from the last great Coliseum, the final race in the round of 16. Holzer so far winning at both Darlington and Kansas, able to say that he's got no issues tonight. He can go down and absolutely put on any kind of a show, maybe take a couple extra chances where people like the 23 of Ruiz, the 78 of Pizzichemi, and a few others, they cannot do that. They've got to points race all night long. Ryan McCall in this number 30. He's, I believe, the next person to be under threat from Holzer. As you see this, the 86 way down low, trying to hold that machine down there, not to spin it out, but at the same token, getting out of the way of the chasers, making sure that he's not any kind of an issue to them. And Holzer absolutely putting down some blistering laps compared to the rest of the field. And as I take a look at the last few, Holzer putting down a 16:02 to Tom Harmon's 28, to Andrew Wisdom's 29, 15:73 back for Jordan McGraw. So right now, J-Mac, actually one of the fastest cars on the track. Tom Flitcroft still running 15.9s. So good job by driver number 8 sitting in P number 3. This is Tom's view of all the traffic that's right ahead of him. This Mountain Dew machine absolutely very, very stout. He sees those guys up there getting racy, and we're going to have a wreck right in front. It's going to be the 78. 8 car's going to go ahead and hold it up by the wall. Caution number 1's going to fly on lap 107. So that was the 78 of Brian Pizzichemi. Let's see if we can go back with him, and let's see if we actually get the replay. We're gonna have to back this up old school style and see how this played out. All right, stop it right there. Let's switch on over to our chase cam. And let's replay this. There we go. 78 right behind the 07 Mizuno machine. 07 up high. 78 again, keeping it down low. 61 of Micah Allard. 2-3 of Jose Ruiz. They're going to take it 3 wide. Maybe a little bit of net code. Shot the 78 down. And just nowhere for him to go. Let's rewind that one more time. I think what I saw was net code, but we'll go ahead and double check. Let's watch from the... Let's actually watch right from this view. One more time in quarter speed. So again, 23 on the outside. Micah checks up. Going to go ahead and pull low a little bit. And yeah, a little bit of net code hits the 78 in the passenger side and sends him low right in front of the 61 of Micah. And when the 78 pops up, there's just absolutely nowhere at all for Tom Flitcroft to go. And he's going to fly right up all along the wall, causing all kinds of damage. But it could have been a whole lot worse. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right. So it looks like Ryan McCall, if this is right, is going to be up 14 spots. Last time he pit was, let me see if he pit earlier. No, it was on lap 109. Oh, no, he's in the lead just by virtue of having to enter on turn 2 all the way back around. It's actually going to be James Holzer in the lead in his number 17 race EPI machine. So he should be down there in C Motorsports. Let's see if we can't grab Holzer right quick. Grab a quick word with driver 17 and the winner of the last 2 weeks back-to-back at Darlington and Kansas. Mr. Holzer, let's repeat up in the booth, but you got a copy in that race EPI Camaro?
Yeah, I got you, Pete.
All right, James, so right now you're sitting really, really good. You're able to charge your way on up through the field for the most part, all under green. Right now up 19 spots. You've got the number 1 spot. You're going to have all kinds of clean air. And what seemed like some pretty tense moments with all of the lap traffic. How are you going to race the field now, knowing that it's going to be nothing but wide open racing room in front of you?
I'm still going to take it easy on the tires, Pete. Some of these guys are probably going to go, but we'll get them back. But we're about to go green here, so.
All right, buddy, I'll get you back on down to C Motorsports right now. Good luck. Go get them.
Thank you.
You got it. All right, so James Holzer back on down with C Motorsports right along with Cody Kalinka, Jacob Kerr, Micah Allard, and Tom Flitcroft. All right. So as he said, coming off of turn number 4, pace car is making that hard left turn. Green flag's up. Let's go. Caution's going to fly. Looks like the 17 of Holzer. Something happened with that Camaro. We'll have to go on back, find out exactly what that was. Let's do that right now. Let's switch this on over to our chase cam. And right now, he's up by himself. So I had to be, maybe got a little looser, maybe got a little bit of contact to the back bumper. We'll have to see if somebody just killed Kenny. Let's play it. '68 Avril Lavigne Camaro 2 is outside, and Holzer comes on up and just not clear. Let's rewind that one more time. Let's actually go back from the rear chase, and let's play this out again. Yeah, 68 held his line. 17 came on up, and that was all she wrote. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. New leader is going to be the 31 machine for Jimmy Cocker. Let's see if we can find him right quick and have a quick word with this Virginia Tech driver. Jimmy Cocker down in Pit Row Esports. Let's go ahead and pull him on up right quick. See how he's feeling about his renewed chances here in this number 31. Jimmy, it's repeat up in the booth, but you got a copy in that Virginia Tech machine.
I got you, Pete.
All right, Jimmy, so you got all the clean air now on that Virginia Tech Camaro. Can you keep it, get on up there, and continue to climb the points? Right now you're sitting P5, 24 points behind Andrew Wisdom, James Holzer, and Tom Harmon. Holzer and Harmon just involved in that caution, and now it's all you. What are you looking for out of your restart, and how do you keep everybody else behind you?
Yeah, story of my career, right? Two people wrecking right in front of me, and I take the lead. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep trying to save tires. Seems like that's a really big part of this race. And that first stint, I felt like I did okay. Not as good as McGraw though. He was rolling.
Yeah.
But no, we're gonna keep trying to save tires. Still a lot left to this race, and hopefully we'll be there at the end.
All right, Jimmy, I'll get you back on down to the rest of your, well, almost everybody down there in Pit Row Esports. Good luck, as always, buddy. Keep the shiny side up. That paint scheme absolutely looks great under the Bristol lights. Go get them.
Thanks, man. Go Hokies.
Hey, there you go. All right, so, yeah, big old Hokie fan. And so far, doing absolutely phenomenal. Still single file. The rest of the field kind of getting caught back up, as you can see there on the track map. It'll be interesting to see what Jimmy Cocker is able to do with the clean air, being the control car, and everybody knows the control car is always the first on the loud pedal, so we'll have to see what that 31's capable of. Looking to his outside, there he is, Tom Flitcroft. Very, very bad fast in the practice sessions, so I have to see what he's capable of doing in this Mountain Dew number 8 out of Henderson, New York. His motto, probably going to crash. But, man, I tell you what, right now sitting P6 in points, 28 markers behind Andrew Wisdom. I don't think so. All right, let's go ahead and clear all that. Let's bring it on back up. Coming through turns 3 and 4. You see the 34 back there for Jordan McGraw. Andrew Sanford and Ryan McCall going to be your top 5. Let's bring it on back to Barney. Green flags up.
Green, green, green.
Let's go. This 8 car absolutely coming. He's going to go ahead and try the high side. Can he get that momentum? Can he diamond out the corner? Big run off turn number 4. Cross the start stripe way up high one more time. Oh, got a little loose right there. Had to check up, get out of the throttle for just a moment. Battle for the lead. 8 car's going to go ahead and try to get back into gas. 31's going to give him plenty of room. Not going to pinch him up towards the wall. 8 car again, way up high. Going to try the middle groove this time. Door to door. Down the backstretch. Heading into turns 3 and 4. 8 car again on the throttle and at the line. That would have been the 8 car's lap. So the 8 car going to go ahead and grab a point for leading. New leader, Tom Flitcroft. Jimmy Cocker right now sitting P2. Jordan McGraw, though, back here in his Team FTR number 34. This Sega car, very, very fast in practice. And you just heard Jimmy Cocker say that 34 is absolutely rolling. Well, look who's rolling right behind him. Ryan McCall in that number 30 Shaboom car. Right now, he would go ahead and move on over to the round of 12. Honeycutt only 2 cars behind him in this IT Defense's number 50. The 48 of Brody Falliker right behind. James Holzer, who's part of that wreck, still sitting P5, 15 spots up from where he qualified. But again, everybody right now still chasing old number 8. It's Bristol, baby. .34 is going to go ahead and let the 17 of Holzer say, hey man, you want to use up your tires, go right ahead. 34 ran a masterful race in the first half of this race. Like Jimmy Cocker said, he's absolutely rolling. He was still in the 15-second bracket when others were in the 16s. So able to conserve the tires. Jordan McGraw absolutely getting on up there and showing that he's here to contend. Jordan McGraw right now sitting P7, 29 points out of the lead. So right now, Jordan McGraw having a fantastic race, looking to definitely move on to the round of 12. Looks like Ryan McCall again sitting here in P3. Almost a little bit of a shot from the 17's bumper from Holzer, and that was very, very close. 30 still trying to get back on the throttle. A little bit of a wiggle. That Shaboom machine just a little loose off the corner under throttle. Here comes the 67 as well. That is, I believe, a lap car, and he's going to go ahead and try to get his lap back. That's going to be Matt Gale as everybody from 10th on back. So Jose Ruiz on back, 1 lap down. The number 1 FIWB machine for Brody Falliker still sitting P6 right where he started. So all race long, really nothing gained, nothing lost, as he's showing that he's got a very, very steady machine and just wants to be there at the end to have a shot at his first W this season after 2 back-to-back runner-up finishes at Darlington and Kansas, finishing right behind the one and only James Holzer. Jose Ruiz, as far as the points go, he is sitting P8, 32 points behind Andrew Wisdom. Speaking of Andrew Wisdom, let's see if we can find him right quick, see where he's sitting. Andrew Wisdom right now sitting P19. Is Andrew Wisdom actually off track? Something must have happened with the 51. I know that he was blinking out earlier. Not quite sure if he lost connection that way. But if that's the case, it's gonna we're definitely gonna have a new points leader when we head on over to Talladega next. No, it's not Talladega. Let me go ahead and bring up the next round for us right quick. Yeah, it is Talladega, followed by... No, I'm sorry, it's Texas, Talladega, and then the Charlotte Roval. There we go. Tom Flitcroft, there we go, leading the way. He wants to make sure that he's part of it, and right now, if he can go ahead and grab this W, with 75 laps remaining. It's going to be a great points night for driver number 8. Again, sitting P6, but those bonus points for the win are absolutely crucial. They can help you out with a bad race. And everybody knows when we get to Dega, it's an absolute wild card race. And he'd love to have just a few extra points in his back pocket for that, just in case. But oh, by the way, don't forget, the man won Daytona and the new Atlanta Motor Speedway. He said he'd love to trade both of those races in, or at least he said trade the Atlanta race in for the Dega race when it really matters the most. Looking ahead from the 8, nothing but clear traffic, or a clear track rather. No traffic whatsoever, able to run his line. No issues at all for driver 8. And as you can see, holding a pretty wheel. No issues with a huge amount of being loose or anything like that. Able to come up off the bottom and just drive the track. Looking back from him, you see James Holzer right now sitting P2. Ryan McCall, Jimmy Cocker, and Jordan McGraw to round out your top 5. Eight car absolutely with a lot of speed, working on a 1.5 second gap back to the 17 of Holzer. As you see, the 48 of Francis Hamilton come on by the 31. 31's going to come on up, give him just a little bit of a love tap on the back end of that Detroit Tigers Camaro. This from Ryan McCall, right now sitting P3, 17 down low. 30 really just trying to get a great launch up and off the corner as we work lap 160 of 225. And right now, Tom Flitcroft leading the way, looking for yet his, I believe this would be his 3rd W. Again, winning at Daytona and also at the brand new Atlanta Motor Speedway. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take it through the field. In the meantime, guys, let's crank it up. If you got a good old sound bar, go ahead and turn it on, crank it up. Let's go. If you got a TV with a good old system built in there, let's do the same thing. We're going to jump on. We're going to start with Holzer, and we'll work our way through the field. Go ahead and crank it up. Let's go. All right, ladies, just 49 laps to go. That's kind of going through the field quite a bit. A few different camera angles to keep up with everything that's going out there on track. You definitely saw the battle between the 17 and the 30, nose to tail, lap after lap. Let's go ahead and continue to work our way through and see exactly what's going on. Tom Flitcroft, though, still leading in this Mountain Dew number 8 with a good 3.3 second gap over James Holzer. Ryan McCall, 4 seconds back to Jimmy Cocker, and 4.5 back to Jordan McGraw. Then it's 6 seconds back to Brian Pizzakemi and Brody Falliker. 7 seconds back to Andrew Sanford. 10 back to John Honeycutt. And that's through your top 10. Jose Ruiz, the first car, 1 lap down. So should we get a second caution on the evening right now, Jose Ruiz would be able to go ahead and get his lap back. But how about this guy right now? Tom Flitcroft absolutely setting sail on the rest of the field and not looking back in that rear view whatsoever, just driving the track out of his windshield and doing one hell of a job. This is from Holzer. You can't even see Tom Flitcroft going into the corner as he comes off and across the start stripe. Ryan McCall right behind him up on the high side. Ryan McCall trying to figure out exactly where Holzer's going to go. If Ryan McCall's going to get around James Holzer, he may have to use the bump and run to get on up there. I think that's the only way that he's going to get around. Holzer's fast. I think he's got a little bit of damage on the right side, but it's just Ryan McCall is going to have to do something different in order to get around this South Park Race EPI Camaro. Take a look at the damage on this 1.7 right quick. As you can see on the front right hand side, quite a bit of damage. So the 30 right now, he's very, very clean, but on short tracks it's not an aero track by any means, especially here. So that little bit of damage, that while it might make the 17 a little bit tighter, that's probably about all it's doing. You can see the wheel wells kind of crushed in a little bit of separation between the fender, the nose piece, and the hood. So 17 might be reeling from a little bit of this damage, but not all that much, as he's still able to keep the 30 behind. So top 3 right now: Tom Flitcroft, James Holzer, Ryan McCall. Jimmy Cocker with Jordan McGraw right back here, sitting P5. Brian Pizzakemi, good rebound for him after a little bit of net code, sent him down into the 61. Actually, the 61 right in front of him. So these guys are finding each other on track yet again. But definitely a great rebound for the 78, up 16 spots on the evening so far. The only other guy that's got 2 more spots than him is going to be James Holzer right now, sitting in P2. Ryan McCall up 12, and looks like Luke Allen up 6, Matt Gale up 3, Frank Winniset up 3, Chuck Cody up 5, and everybody else either in the negative or maybe up 1, but these guys continue to battle it out all the way around this racetrack. Let's take a look at our times here. Looks like Jordan McGraw is still faster than everybody and every single lap of the last 5 laps. 189 through 193, now 194. Jordan McGraw absolutely laying down the times. He just needs the track position. Should we get a caution to come on out now in the last, 29 laps? We might see Jordan McGraw being able to get on up there and really try to battle for this W. He's definitely got a very, very fast Sega machine. The 48 that he's got right in front of him, that is not a pass for position. So that 48 Tigers machine way up high. 34 is going to try to hopefully look low and see if he could actually turn in underneath. Jordan's got the speed. He just needs a little bit of that clean air to help him make the pass. There's Brian Pizzicemi. Really nothing going on anywhere around him. You see the 61 up there, but also, Micah Allard, he is one or more laps down. So the 78 still sitting P6, still solidly inside the top 10. And the last I saw Pizzicemi, as far as points go, sitting P15, 57 markers behind Andrew Wisdom. In order to make it through to the top 12, he needed 10 plus points to get ahead of he needed 14 points to get ahead of John Honeycutt. But John Honeycutt right now sitting back in P9, so the 78 would automatically gain 4 points, so he would need just 11 points in order to work his way through. Ryan McCall also down there in points right now, sitting P11, where he would definitely move on. He'd move ahead of the 48 of Francis Hamilton and would probably pull close with Brendan Brooks, as Brendan Book is actually not in the field this evening. So Brendan came in 35 spots behind Andrew Wisdom. He looks like sitting P9 with 24, 25 guys out here. Brendan Book looks like he would absolutely fall outside of the top 12. We'd have to see how everything is recalculated once it's all said and done. He does have one win on the season, so I'll have to see how those points set up when the race is over. 19 laps remaining here from Bristol Motor Speedway, Thunder Valley, last great Coliseum, whatever you want to call it. And if you just joined, I am repeating. This is the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series presented by IROC TV on Roku. Guys and gals, if you haven't already, if you got a Roku TV or a Roku streaming deck, go on over to the streamers section, search out IROC TV. It's the logo that's inside the track map on the bottom right-hand side, and add the channel. Completely free, beautiful 4K streams, commercial free. Go on over, add it, and enjoy. So whether you are a club, community, league, POV watcher, podcast, whatever you want to see, go on over, look them up. Andrew Wisdom right now sitting down in P20, actually in the pits. Again, not 100% sure what happened with that driver, but there's going to be a big hit in the points. I mean, again, Andrew Wisdom does have 5 wins on the season, so has a lot of points in the bank to fall back on. Holzer winning both Darlington and Kansas. He went ahead and padded his lead and took the outright win. I just saw the 13 down on the inside wall. Looks like he's able to keep that thing pointed in the right direction at least, and a lot of people are going to fly on by. But still, how about everybody there inside the top 11 are all chase contenders. The 79 of Cody Kalinka right now sitting P12. Again, Harmon back there in 22nd. He's going to take another hit, but again, Harmon also has a win and the bonus points that come right along with that. Looks like Holzer and McCall, they've got a little bit of separation now between them. McCall's got Holzer has an 8/10 lead over Ryan McCall, but his rear view mirror is getting more and more full of the 31 of Jimmy Cocker, the 34 of Jordan McGraw also back there. Jordan McGraw his last lap, a 16 flat. Meanwhile, everybody else around him, 16:02, 16:05, 16:28, 16:42, 16:80. So Jordan McGraw turning some fast laps. He just needs the clean air. '31 Virginia Tech machine trying to make something happen here as the 34 gets a little squirrely up and off the corner. 8 laps remaining. Everybody's still chasing Tom Flitcroft. 1.6 between Flitcroft and James Holzer. 34 now clear of the 31. He's got some track to work with. And if he can just get on by Ryan McCall, that would put Jordan McGraw, old J-Mac, inside a podium finish. What I believe could be the first time this season. He's got 7 more laps to work on this Shaboom machine, and that would put him on the bottom step of a great podium finish. So I have to see if he's able to do that. Holzer, here he is in his race EPI machine. He's got the 79 of Cody Kalinka right behind. And if we look off the nose cone for this 17, looks like he's tagging the wall a little bit. The 8 car way up there. Now 4+ seconds up ahead of the 17 as the 17 tags the wall just a tad. We got a pass for P3. Battle, I should say, for P3. 34 looking low. 30 Shaboom machine for Ryan McCall looking high. 34 is going to be able to take the spot. A little bit of a slide job there. Moving on up. Move the 34 up to P3. But lap traffic is going to stall out Jordan. The 86 of Riley Rosenbrook down there. 79 to Cody Kalinka. 34 is going to try to keep it high. Little bit of contact there. Possibly 34 able to keep it going. 3 laps remaining. Very tough racing right here. 3 wide. Oh, Jordan McGraw up into the wall. 79 right there with him. We are going to have a green-white checker finish. Rough sledding for Jordan McGraw. I mean, phenomenal racing. Let's go back and watch that happen. All right, let's go ahead and bring on back to our chase cam. You see it 3 wide here. Virginia Tech machine on the bottom. 34 in the middle. And you got the 79 and the 30 up high. Let's play this out. 79 just had nowhere to go. Let's go back one more time and see if we kind of got squeezed there. Let's stop this and let's go quarter speed. .34, 30 is going to come across his back bumper. No contact, no foul. 79 up high. 79 is going to go ahead and give him a little bit more room, but Cody can't go any higher as you see the 34 come across that seam, and that's all she wrote. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, Tom Flitcroft and all the leaders on pit road. See who's going to be able to come on off pit road first. Whoever does will absolutely be able to get on that loud pedal and try to pull away. 8 car pulls into his stall. Jimmy Cocker also on pit road. Andrew Sanford. Looks like Andrew Sanford. He's going to go ahead and stay out. Or no, he's actually going to come on down right now. All right, so James Holzer, he's going to come off first with a pit time of 9:58. I believe that says 2 tires and probably no fuel. 31 of Jimmy Cocker is going to be right behind him. Andrew Sanford right now showing P3, but that will drop back. And I believe we will see Tom Flitcroft move on up. Let's see. Waiting on timing and scoring to work its way through. All right, so yep, Tom Flitcroft, he's going to be sitting there in P3. I'm not gonna bother Tom. I don't want to do that to him. 3 laps remaining. Let him go ahead and concentrate on what he's got to do. Figure out his restart. He's going to have Ryan McCall and John Honeycutt. Good rebound for John Honeycutt. It looks like he had a time of 14:65. Brian Pizzakemi had a time of 26:08. So it looks like he had to fix a little bit of damage. Andrew Sanford 14:7. 11:9 for Brody Falliker, and Jose Ruiz. He had a time once he went around of 14:48, and Ruiz still the first car 1 lap down. So just the top 8 right now on the lead lap. That goes to show the pace that the 8, the 17, and the 68 and everybody else that they had during that very, very long green flag first half of the race stint to put so many cars a lap down. The 30 and the 50, they know what they've got to do. Green flag's out. Let's go. Green, white checker attempt, 31 up high, 17 down low, 31. He's going to carry all kinds of momentum. We're going to get up there and stay with this battle. 31, he's going to go ahead and power on by. Next flag. James Holzer, this might be where that damage is absolutely hurting him now. 8 car's going to go ahead and slot up high. Let's see if he can get the power down to get on by the 17. No, he can't. 31 of Jimmy Cocker going to get it done at Bristol. You see all the teammates kind of piling in. Well, that's a wrecked race car. Let's hope he can make it back and maybe a little bit of celebration, possibly. I doubt it, because you see that right front absolutely tore up. Toe link absolutely destroyed. I don't know if he's going to be able to do much. He might be able to lock in a lot of brake bias, but you see that fender absolutely just hanging out there in the wind. All right, Jimmy Cocker, it's all yours. Do what you got. This is Jimmy Cocker's second win of the season. So absolutely enjoying a great time, burning it down. We talked to him earlier, said that he wanted those playoff points. Well, he's got them. So James Holter, he's going to go ahead and win Darlington in Kansas. Bristol Motor Speedway is going to belong to Jimmy Cocker. Going to bring it on back to the start stripe. Grab a picture of an absolutely destroyed car and get ready for post-race interviews. All right, guys and gals, we're going to talk to Jimmy Cocker, James Holzer, and Tom Flitcroft. Round out the top 3. Ryan McCall, Brian Pizzakemi was going to be 5th. John Honeycutt, 6th. Andrew Sanford, 7th. Brody Falliker is going to be 8th. Jose Ruiz, 9th. And Jordan McGraw is going to round out your top 10. Let's go ahead and bring up your full results while we go ahead and get our top 3 live into the booth. Ladies and gents, we will be right back. Don't nobody go anywhere. All right, ladies and gents, we are back. You got our top 3 live in the booth. We're going to start off with driver 8. Led a ton of laps, only down 1 spot after starting outside pole. Talking about, of course, the one and only Tom Flitcroft. Tom, one hell of a racer. You were very, very fast in practice during the hour-long session, then, of course, in the 10-minute final warm-up as well. You definitely had a whole lot of speed here for Thunder Valley. Walk us through your race and how you felt once you were finally able to take that lead.
Yeah, it actually felt kind of different at the beginning of the race. It's like it felt pretty tight, but we just kind of held on and fell back a little bit, so I didn't burn up my stuff because you never know how long these things are gonna go green, and on gas they last over 160 laps.
Wow.
So I mean, you can't just short pit because you're gonna end up going 2 laps down. So you gotta kind of be mindful of that. So I just try to kind of keep it together as best as I could, and we fell up a little bit short. I didn't get the best restart there at the end, and who would have thought 2 tires would work after running 100 laps? Like,
Yeah.
that's how I got beat off pit road. They both took 2 tires, and they had speed. They ran the same exact lap time that I ran there at the end. But congrats to Jimmy, man. That's awesome. But it would have been more awesome if I got it. But no. But either way, definitely have enough points to get through the next round, and we will definitely try to have another couple of runs like this. It was fun to lead laps, and honestly, now that I think about it too, with that Harmon and Holzer wreck there off of turn 2, if that didn't happen, and a couple other things, I really wouldn't have been up there leading so much. So fortunate that things kind of played out the way that they did for me there, and then the luck just kind of ended at the very end. So hopefully we can finish off the deal next time.
All right, well, going into the round of 12, as you just kind of alluded to, Texas, Talladega, and the Charlotte Roval. Obviously, you got it done at 2 super speedway races. Almost got it done this evening. Which of those 3, or actually which of the 2 outside of Dega, do you feel the strongest about? Texas Motor Speedway, where we go to next week, or the Roval to round out the round of 12?
I guess it kind of varies on how many people show up, because this late in the season, there's less points to be gained or lost in a race because there's less people. So as long as I end up having a good, decent finish at Texas and just get a top 10 or whatever like that, I think I'll be all right and not have to feel like I need to go and win Talladega and do something stupid. If I just kind of, be patient and let the race play out and not try to overstep things, we should have a decent shot of making it. But the Roval is, I don't expect to run too great there, so I don't expect to run very good at Texas either, to be honest. But Talladega, you never know. Hopefully our talks earlier this season will bring some good luck there.
All right, Tom. Of course, as always, great to see you have a very great night for points and an outstanding performance and finish. Any quick friends, family, sponsors you want to shout out, sir?
Yeah, man, definitely. My parents had a good time with them the other night. We had dinner together, so that was awesome. I told them to watch. I don't know if they fell asleep and forgot or what. But definitely love having them watch all your broadcasts and stuff that you guys put on for us. So thanks to you guys and everybody at Shake and Bake for letting us come out here and do this. So hopefully we can get a couple spots better next time, though. But have a good one.
All right, Tom. Congratulations one more time. All right, moving on up to P2, the guy that moved on up 18 spots, the one and only James Holzer. James, that race EPI South Park Camaro, bad fast every single week. Almost made 3 for 3 until a little bit of an issue to where you ended up getting wrecked out. We took a look at the damage on the right front. Definitely a little bit of separation between the sheet metal and of the nose clip, the hood, and the fender. It didn't seem to be hindering you all that much when you had Ryan McCall on your back bumper, but during that restart, it just seemed like it wouldn't go for you. That had to be one hell of a race to work your way through the track, through the field. Talk us through it, please.
Yeah, Pete. Thanks so much. Yeah, I didn't know how the race was going to go. Didn't know we were going to have that many tire sets either because A Open was only 3 for 175, so I was assuming maybe we'd only get 4 at the most. But we got 5 because I think we get the same in every league. But this was a great race for a short track. I mean, 2 cautions. I mean, we gotta put it up to the guys here for having a great race. Should have really only been 1. Unfortunately, the caution there with 2 to go. Just gutted for my teammate Tom there, but yeah, we made our way through. We just kind of saved our tires and rode the bottom and picked off our cars one by one as we kind of caught up to them as they slowly started to fall back. We'd go up to the high side, get the run, and pass them lower. They let me go high. Then worked our way through, and then I know that Harmon was a good bit in front of me, and I think he burned his right front up because he wasn't able to get through the traffic that well on the bottom, and we were able to reel him in, run on the top there, and once we got there, just passed him on the bottom, and we were going to pull away. I mean, we were going to have to pit at some point. It was just going to be who was going to pit at the right time and hope that a caution did come out. I wanted to run the tank dry, but whoever was going to pit, if the caution went green, right around that halfway point, it was probably going to be in their favor just because the fall off isn't too strong, and I don't know. It's a battle of who wanted to take the risk, and some did, and it didn't work out. As you can see, they were trapped multiple laps down, like Cody. He ended up finishing 4 down just because he was on verge of going 2 down, and then got caught on pit road as he just was getting into his box. I don't know. I mean, we felt really good. Like I told you, we were going to save tire, and Harmon wanted to go, and I was literally just letting him go on the outside, and I don't know what he did. I don't know if he got loose or what happened, but I was just trying to let him go, and he right hooked us and killed the car. I mean, it was more than just bumper damage and fender damage. We had a meatball and fixed as much of that as we could. Bent the toe link, and it was not a fun car to drive. I had to run the top just because I couldn't run the bottom, so I was able to hold off McCall enough. Right front was spent further on that run than it was the shorter run that we started with. So I mean, did what we could, and then we got that caution there and figured we'd try 2 tires, and was unsure what lane to pick, and unsure what gear to start in. I tried first gear and it was really sketchy, so decided to just roll second. But I know the 31 has been always killer on these restarts in these races. That's he's probably the best restarter in shake and bake. Actually, no, probably. He definitely is, hands down. And he got it in first gear, got the power down, and on those 2 tires, I was expecting to get tight, so I took a little bit of fuel and got extremely loose. So it was either take both of us out or just let him go have it, and just let him go have it at that point. And pretty much nothing else we really could do at that point. Just kind of had to hold on for second. But like I said, gutted for Tom because he put on a great second half of that race. I think he led almost 100 laps and had 5 seconds on me there before that caution came out with 2 to go. Just gutted for him because he really deserved that win this week.
I agree. And you talk about wins. You're coming into this race with 7 wins on the season. You won both Darlington and Kansas. Next round is Texas, Talladega, and then of course the Charlotte Roval, like I was just telling Tom about. Can you? I have no doubt going into the next round you will be the overall points leader with your bonus points, and of course how you finished when you haven't won during the regular season. What tracks are you looking forward to in the upcoming races?
Looking forward to Texas. That's a really fun 1.5 miles. Going to be some shifting in this car on one end of the track, which will be rather interesting. Another one of those tracks that you kind of got to take your time on your P's and Q's because it's really easy to smother that right rear off at Texas. So just going to mind our business again and hopefully prevail in the long run, kind of like we did this week, and just stay clean. I don't know what's gotten into it, but we've been getting just bad luck. I know it's hard to say that with the wins that we've had, but we've had a lot of races running up front where I felt like they could have gone our way, and either self detriment of damaging myself or being caught up in somebody else's shenanigans. So just gonna have to stay clean and just do what we have to do to get into the next round.
All right, James. And of course, last but not least, the floor is yours.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to thank you as always in the booth for doing a fantastic job week in and week out. Can't wait to go back and rewatch the stream. Got to thank all the admins who put this on. Eliza, J-Mac, Brendan, who unfortunately slept through the race tonight. So he was feeling a little under the weather. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the next round either because I felt like he was somebody that could contend for that Final Four spot. I don't know if I missed on anybody else there in the admin team, but just all the admins for doing a great job. Everybody on C Motorsports. Unfortunately, I think only 2 of us made it to the round of 12, unless if Cody made it with a 15th. Like I said, him getting trapped on pit road really put a detriment to his race. I know he was already a lap down, but there was only 10 cars on the lead lap, so maybe could have made something happen there at the end. But unfortunately, I don't know if he's going to make it. But Tom and I are going to try to represent C Motorsports well and move on forward. And got to thank everybody on the car. EPI, Elite Performance Industries, go check them out. RaceEPI.com, home of the best setup shops on iRacing. We sell everything from dirt, asphalt, dirt road, regular road, anything you name it. Go ahead, RaceEPI.com, check them out. Justin Brooks Designs, Mardon PC, and Laurel Auto Group.
There you go. Congrats, sir. We'll see you next week in Texas.
Yeah, thank you, Pete.
You got it, buddy. All right, going to move on up one more spot. The one and only Jimmy Cocker. Jimmy up 4 spots to get this W. And, bud, this breaks this little bit of a streak. You said every time I miss a broadcast, you go ahead and win, including the last one at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway when you got it done on the oval. You were able to kiss the bricks. Well, sir, tonight you're getting it done at Thunder Valley. The last great Coliseum checkered flag belongs to you in that Virginia Tech Hokie number 31. Great race, fantastic restart to get around the outside of Holzer. Walk us through everything that you had to do to make sure you were in position for this W tonight, sir. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, it really was at the beginning, like I said in our little in-race interview, saving tire. That was really the big part, and Holzer and McGraw were just, I didn't think anybody was going to beat them if it came down to that, because they were just flying after about 70 laps into a run. Myself, I was doing it fine, but not to their level. I was about 5th, 6th place. That last caution somehow benefited me. Usually I'm a choke artist on restarts, but finally I got one to go in my favor. I timed it about as good as you can. I was able to stay to the outside of Holzer. It gave me just enough to run that middle line, and I was able to kind of power on his outside. It was, I don't know. I win some races that I do not deserve. I'll tell you that much. This one was definitely a Flitcroft win if we had it go green to the end, and I feel bad for him because he definitely had the car to beat. He was still clicking off 16-second lap times. Everyone else was running like 16.2. So he was, even with running the outside, I don't know how he was able to do it, but he was able to keep the tires on the car, and he was going to cruise away to that win. But no, I'm very happy to win this one. Even happier for my teammates. Sounds like FIWB gets all 3 of our guys in. It's going to be me, Brody, and Frank. We're all going to make that next round. That was the big goal to start the season. And on top of that, I don't know. Our affiliate, Andrew Sanford, it's very close on points for him. So we're kind of holding our breath there, but we would love to see him in for the next round as well.
Yeah, talking about the pace that that Tom Flitcroft had, if you think about James Holzer, Tom Flitcroft, Tom Harmon, all the guys that led a lot of laps tonight, the pace that they were putting down is why we finished with only 8 guys left on a lead lap back to Brody Falliker in that number 1 FIWB machine. So good job by him. 2 runner-up finishes in this round, and then to finish it off with a great top 10. Brody's absolutely on fire for your team. Texas Motor Speedway, Talladega, and then of course the Charlotte Roval, bringing it back to the Queen City for the round of 12. What do you think about a back-to-back next week? big change in Texas. Can you get it done? I don't recall how you ran there last time we visited the Lone Star State. What's that hokey machine got in store for us?
Yeah, we don't talk about last time. I was fast for about 5 laps, and then I burnt the tires off because it was like the 3rd or 4th race that I'd ever done with the next gen. It was pretty abysmal. But I think with my knowledge of the tire wear and how to save tires, I'm going to look at a little bit of footage. One of my guilty pleasures is watching Casey Kerwin, see what he does in these A-Fix. So I'm going to take some notes, make sure that I don't burn off the tire in 2 or 3 laps, and have a shot at it. Talladega, I don't know. That's another one that's up in the air. This year I didn't have really good luck there, but you'll know that FIWB will be working together. We'll be all up there and trying to push each other. And then Charlotte Roval, that's another. This might be my weakest round. So I hope to make it to the next round, but I think 2 wins on the season's highly surpassing what I was expecting this season.
Well, you got 1 win at Daytona to open up the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series Season 1. 2 wins this season. Imagine how you'll progress going forward through the remaining rounds here, and then of course once Season 3 kicks off, which I believe is probably going to be next February, should Shake and Bake decide to stay in the Cup cars, Xfinity truck, or what will. That's all yet to be seen. But congratulations on this W, Jimmy. Any quick friends, family, sponsors you want to get out there?
Yeah, of course, once again, FIWB, huge performance throughout the entire first round of the playoffs. That's exactly the momentum we needed. Shout out Virginia Tech. I have more wins than them in SMB this season than they do on their entire football season so far. So shout out them. And shout out my Orioles. They were able to clinch a playoff spot. So they will be in the postseason for the first time since 2016.
There you go. All right, ladies and gents, that is going to wrap it up for the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series tonight, live from Bristol. Once all the points are tabulated by either Brendan Book or Eliza Bethel, I'm sure that they will be posted on Twitter. If you haven't already, Racing SNB on Twitter, go on over, smash the follow button, stay up to date with everything that is happening here week to week. We will see you same bat time, same bat channel next week. Texas Motor Speedway. We're going to find out who's going to fire off the 6-shooters when it's all said and done. Everybody have a great night. We'll see you then.